sex work, masturbation, sleeping with your father-in-law, all in one package.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Shalom, hi, it's me, Rogue. We are back with another video. Before we get right into it, I just wanted to say again, thank you all so much for supporting me, for getting that last video above 1,000 views. Even if you only click on that link to give me a view, I love you forever. And yeah. Hopefully one day these intros start becoming more natural to me, because at this point I just like sit down and I'm like, what am I gonna say to you? I asked on Instagram who wanted to be in my next video, and if they did, please ask me a question. Questions about drag, questions about me, questions about my life, questions about my process, whatever it is. Whatever it was, I wanted to hear from you because I wanted to answer them in this video. Meanwhile, while answering questions, I am gonna do a Ariana Grande inspired look from her new music video, 34 plus 35. This won't really be a tutorial video, it'll be more like a get to know me kind of video. So I hope that is okay. It better be okay. Thank you to everyone that submitted questions. I had a lot more fun than I probably should have going through all of them. I did try to like figure out a order for them to go in just so it makes sense and flows together naturally. And some of you did ask the same question, so I just merged you all together. I did post on Instagram that if you asked me a question, you would be in my video. I kind of thought that was obvious. Clearly it wasn't that obvious. A lot of people responded to that story saying like, me, I would love to be in a video. And I was like, why are people saying me? And then I realized they probably didn't understand the task at hand. So because I'm a good person, I will put all those people right here. So go check them out. Or don't. And without further ado, let's get started on the video. My neighbors decided to throw a party during a pandemic, so there is a lot of background noise right now, so I apologize if that is going through the video. The first question I'm going to start off with is give the world a Rogue get ready with me video. More of a suggestion, less of a question, but you know what? I am here for it. And hopefully if you have not seen the 2 videos of me doing makeup already on my channel, you can go check them out now. And if not, then I hope this suffices. This music is so fucking loud. Next question is, what inspired you to do drag and when? I started doing drag about 4 years ago, I would say now. And I started because I was hooking up with some guy. It was nothing serious, but one night we were talking and he brought up RuPaul's Drag Race, and I told him that I wasn't really that into it and don't really like feminine men.
Oh my god, it's not funny.
And he pretty much like looked me dead in the eye and said, that's fucked up. And me being the young, fresh-faced 19-year-old that I was back then, I looked him dead back in the eye and I said, no, it's not. I'm allowed to have my own preferences. And so clearly he was unimpressed with me, and I could tell that things were fizzling out. So I wanted to impress him with something. And so a week before my birthday, actually, probably right now 4 years ago, because I'm filming this a week before my birthday, I started to watch what I could stream at the time, which was season 6 I could find pretty easily, and it was the most relevant, and I was instantly obsessed. Next question is, why did I decide to be a non-binary drag artist? If you're from Vancouver, or if you've known me for a while, you know that I wasn't always a non-binary identifying individual, or also not a non-binary artist in the way that I am today.
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
And so that really came from growth and discovering who I am as an artist, and also discovering that I as a person don't want to feel limited in like always having this pressure of being extremely feminine. I actually remember the specific gig that I showed up to without a wig for the first time, full club kid, and it was because I was so mad that I lost a competition that I said, fuck it, I'm not gonna shave and I'm not gonna wear a wig. So, but I guess it worked out well because it made me who I am today. Next question is, how did I come up with my drag name and where did it come from? When I first like really decided that I wanted to do drag, I made a note on the notes app with different drag names that I wanted to think about. And it was filled with random names that I thought would fit the character that I wanted to create. And so when it came down to narrowing the names, I also decided that I wanted something androgynous. And I also kind of wanted something that meant a word itself. So I landed on Rogue. Next question is, if you had to pick any other drag name, what would it be? If I remember correctly, when I was picking a drag name, I didn't want it to be a pun. I didn't want it to be comedic, mostly because I knew I wasn't like a comedy queen. That being said though, looking back, and like if I were to change the name to something, I'd probably like find some kind of pun that fit who I was. There's just so many creative names out there that I feel like I could have picked one that applied to me, but alas, I did not. Next question is, what mentors or teachers shaped you the most as an artist or human being along the way? The first people that come to mind, of course, are my birth mother, my drag mother, and my drag dad. So that would be Allison Altman, my mother, Parker McMullen, previously known as Jane Smoker, and Dell Stamp. I think as a trio, they really shaped me as I entered into this drag scene, telling me what to do, telling me what not to do, what to be careful for, helping me in intense situations. Love y'all. Next question is, what took you the longest to get good at, and do you have any tips? I would say nose contour is something I'm really proud of where I've come from, as I'm doing it right now. In the very beginning though, I was really obsessed with making sure my eyebrows were good. I loved those Tumblr Girl, Cara Delevingne thick eyebrows. I think also I just saw so many like new drag queens with chunky brows, and I needed to be not like that. I still looked a mess when I first started going out, but the eyebrows were always not good, but not horrible. For the tips part, I would just say experiment, practice. I've been doing this for 4 years and I still have a long way to go and a lot more to learn. Favorite and least favorite part of makeup, I would say favorite is the blending. I love blending, specifically a forehead contour. It makes me so horny, honestly. Least favorite, lashes. Also making lashes even, so annoying. Putting them on, so annoying. Taking them off, so amazing. What and where do you find inspiration from? I'm literally doing a look inspired by a music video right now, so I think it's safe to say that I find inspiration everywhere, whether that's scrolling through Instagram, finding different artists, stuff on the street, cartoon characters, literally everything and anything. Who is my greatest makeup inspiration? Honestly, like I've drawn on these dots and like I can't think of a makeup inspiration. I can think of like a lot of people that have inspired me, but not the single greatest person. Sorry. Next question is, what is the process for coming out with one of my makeup looks? That process looks like deciding on a makeup look, figuring out what I can wear with it, drawing out a face chart, and then scrolling hours and hours on TikTok to figure out what TikToks to make with it. It's because drag isn't that constant for me anymore. I try to utilize each moment I am in drag for creating content. Y'all think the content's for you? Like, it fuels my soul to create art. Art in the form of a YouTube video, TikTok, Instagram post, even like a cool Instagram story I'll like take really seriously sometimes. Next question is my favorite look I've ever done. Honestly, usually like each new look is my favorite look of the moment. But if I had to think back, say there's probably like the primary color look and when I did the genie for the first time. That was iconic. Next question is, do I have a go-to palette? It used to be the James Charles X Morphe one, and now it is this one from Beauty Bay, Bright Matte. It just has so many colors in it, and they're all matte, and like, I don't ever really work with shimmers, and so this is like heaven to me. Do I have any ride or die makeup products? Probably like NYX liners I use all the time, the Flash palette from Makeup Forever, and I love Krylon foundation. All-time favorite performance of mine, I would say my solo at the Brownback premiere this past January, or my solo performance at It's Just Drag 2 years ago, I believe. What star sign or signs do you hate the most and why? So Scorpios I have a hard time with, but it seems like a lot of people have a hard time with them, so I feel like that's not really that special to me. I really love Libras and Geminis. Depends on the Virgo, but I usually fuck with them. Aquariuses are usually good. Cancers, Aries also sometimes I struggle with, only because I think like the fire sign hot-headedness can really blindside them from how right I am. What is my drag pet peeve and what is my least favorite song to perform to and what is my favorite song to perform to? Drag pet peeve, I would say, I hate this trend of saying like, I'm the first to do this, I'm the first to do that. Like, I think as artists, we all take inspiration from each other and collaborate with each other. If we're so preoccupied with who did a death drop or a dip first in Vancouver, then you're not gonna be good at your drag. Favorite song though, I would say it has to be a toss-up between Body by Loud Luxury, Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, and Haven't Met You Yet by Michael Bublé. Haven't Met You Yet is so fun to do around Valentine's Day for like Valentine's Day themed shows, which we probably won't have any now, but whatever. They're doing karaoke next door, can you hear? She's literally singing Hannah Montana and she doesn't know the fucking words. Next question is favorite Jewish food, which I just want to say thank you so much for asking this because I love talking about being Jewish, if you couldn't tell already. I don't know if this really counts as Jewish food, but I would say like bagels and lox. Like I fucking love me some bagels and lox. Little capers on there. Next question is what was my Torah portion? And I just want to say I applaud you for even knowing to ask this question. And I just want to apologize off the bat that I don't know what it's called. So if anyone knows what it's called, please comment down below. But my Torah portion had something to do with, and I remember the story like vividly. Basically, there was a father and 3 sons, and there was a woman, and she was married off to the first son through some kind of arrangement, and then somehow that first son died. Then, being back in whatever Torah times, the woman married the second son, who didn't want to marry her at all, and ended up masturbating and spilled his seed, so he got smited by God. And so this father is like, I have 1 child left, you're not getting him, you are widowed, like get out of here. And so she goes to the next nearby village, becomes a sex worker. The father gets lonely one day, comes down to the next village, hires her, gets her pregnant, and then they have a kid together. Like I was literally 13 reading this, knowing I had to recite it again to all my friends and family. Truly, truly scarring. Do I speak any foreign languages? Quick answer, no. Long answer, little bit of French, little bit of Hebrew. Advice I would give myself if I was 17. This made me think a lot. I think the biggest thing is what I would say is just come out of the closet already and be selective with who you send your nudes to. If I had to swap mugs with a Canadian queen, I mean, like, there are drag artists around Canada that I haven't met yet, but out of the ones that I have met in person, and in person is key here because Instagram can lie, I think my sister Eva Scarlett. Her mug is always stunning, and she's not one of those girls that does the same mug every time. Like, she switches up key points. I think my favorite one, I'm gonna put it right up here, is her crying, and I literally, like, anytime I shout her out for anything, I will share that post because I think it is so immaculate detailed and just amazing. Taking a step back and looking at this, I look like a Dalmatian. Whatever. Okay, so I have one more question left, but first I'm just going to finish off the face and I'll be right back. All right. I'm back with the finished look. Put some finishing touches on my eyes, put some lip gloss on, did my forehead, painted my neck. We have one final question, and that is, how do you manage to look so effortlessly beautiful at all times? Well, I wouldn't necessarily call this 3-hour process effortless, but I'm glad I come off that way. Thank you all so much for sending in your questions. I had so much fun going through all of them and answering them while painting this face on. If you want to follow me on my socials, you can follow me at It's Just Rogue on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you have any ideas for what videos you want me to create, please comment that down below. And Ask Me Anything was a comment on the first video, and here we are. The next video could be your idea. Please make sure you smash that like button, click that big red subscribe button, click the notification bell so you know when I post my videos. And if you're watching this in real time, it's my birthday this Thursday, so feel free to comment happy birthday. And with that, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Sagittarius season, and I'll see you in the next one.